This week, the Chicago Sky's self-proclaimed star stepped right into the flames when she took aim at one of the most respected veterans in the league, Courtney Vandersloot. 5-time All-Star, 2-time champion, 7-time assist leader. A player whose name is synonymous with professionalism and leadership. She's coming off a torn ACL, grinding her way back toward the court, refusing to let age or injury define her. Yet somehow Angel Reese thought it was smart to question her. Not in private, not in a closed-door locker room conversation, but publicly, in front of the entire basketball world. The comments weren't subtle. Reese didn't just express concern for Vandersloot's recovery. She said the team couldn't rely on her. She implied age was catching up. She suggested Chicago needed someone younger, stronger, more reliable to lead the way. In one careless interview, Reese managed to disrespect a living legend, fracture her locker room, and remind the world of her immaturity. This isn't LSU anymore. This isn't college drama where social media beefs turn into headlines. This is the WNBA, where veterans have put in decades of work and reputations are built through consistency, sacrifice, and championships. And Reese decided to throw shade at a player whose resume outshines everything she's accomplished so far. For Vandersloot, the jab could have been ignored. She could have brushed it off, let her career do the talking, but instead she chose to respond, calmly, directly, and without a shred of hesitation. Contrary to what people say or think, my age is not a factor. I am coming back. Better than ever. That was it. No rant, no drama. Just a veteran reminding the league that she still writes her own story. And in that one moment, Vandersloot didn't just clap back at Reese, she exposed her. She made her look like a child trying to play grown-up games with people who've already built empires. Think about it. Reese is only in her second year. She hasn't led a team to the playoffs. She hasn't sniffed a championship. She hasn't carried a franchise on her back the way Caitlin Clark is already doing in Indiana. And yet she thinks she's earned the right to tear down teammates in public? That's not leadership. That's arrogance dressed up as honesty. And the fallout inside Chicago? Predictable. Teammates were stunned. Ariel Atkins, Rachel Banham, even Vandersloot herself. All of them felt the sting of Reese's words, because when you question one veteran, you cast doubt on the entire locker room. The Sky front office tried to sweep it under the rug with a half-game suspension. Half a game. That's not discipline. That's comedy. That's the kind of punishment you hand out in high school, not in a professional league. All it did was make the organization look weak and Reese look untouchable. But here's the part Reese doesn't understand. Reputations spread quickly in this league. Free agents talk. And when they see a young player publicly disrespecting veterans, throwing teammates under the bus, and bringing more headlines than wins, what conclusion do you think they draw? Why would any seasoned star want to walk into that locker room knowing they could be the next target? Reese isn't building bridges. She's burning them faster than Chicago can rebuild. And all of this comes at a time when the WNBA is finally on the rise. Crowds are bigger. Ratings are up. National attention is higher than ever. Caitlin Clark is selling out arenas, rewriting rookie records, and handling pressure with grace. Every night she gets hit with hard fouls, dirty plays, and endless media scrutiny. And yet, she never disrespects her teammates. She never questions legends. She takes the hits, gets back up, and keeps leading. That's why she's being crowned the face of the league. That's why fans and sponsors are lining up. Reese, meanwhile, is turning herself into a cautionary tale. The irony is almost painful. Early in the season, Reese was missing layups at an alarming rate, shooting under 30% at the rim. 8 straight games of blown chances, yet not a single teammate dragged her in the press. They protected her. They defended her. They gave her the space to grow. And how did she repay that loyalty? By blasting a veteran who hasn't even had the chance to step back on the court yet. That's not just disrespect. That's betrayal. And when Vandersloot fired back, she didn't just defend herself. She defended what it means to be a professional. She reminded everyone watching that greatness isn't loud. It doesn't need social media hype. It doesn't need drama. Greatness is earned through longevity, through rings, through the respect of peers. And Reese, for all her talent, hasn't earned that yet. Not even close. The comparison to Draymond Green has been thrown around, and in some ways, it fits. Reese thrives on confrontation. She racks up technical fouls. She puts herself at the center of chaos. But here's the difference. Draymond has 4 NBA championships to justify the antics. Without the rings, without the wins, all that drama just looks like immaturity. And that's exactly what Reese is serving up. Her fan base doesn't help either. Instead of supporting her growth, they attack critics, insult legends, and drag the conversation into the gutter. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's supporters amplify her greatness, celebrate her achievements, and spread her story. Like it or not, a fan base reflects its star, and Reese's image is sinking under the weight of her own followers. Here's the bigger problem. Chicago has to make a decision. Do they continue enabling this behavior, hoping Reese matures? Or do they cut their losses before her reputation poisons the entire franchise? Because let's be clear, the Sky Barbie era is over. The marketing gimmicks, the social media hype, none of that matters if the locker room is toxic and the results don't follow. Courtney Vandersloot may be injured, but she's not finished. She's coming back, and when she does, she'll bring the same vision, leadership, and consistency that's defined her entire career. Angel Reese, on the other hand, risks being remembered not as a cornerstone, but as a cautionary tale. A player who let her mouth run faster than her game. A player who thought tearing others down would elevate herself. A player who burned every bridge she needed to cross. Respect isn't optional in the WNBA. It's earned brick by brick through discipline, sacrifice, and accountability. Vandersloot understands that. Reese doesn't. And until she does, she'll never be the leader she claims to be. So the next time Angel Reese decides to throw shade, she might want to remember this moment. Because Courtney Vandersloot didn't just clap back. She drew a line in the sand. She reminded Reese and the entire league that legends don't crumble under careless words. They rise, they recover, and they outlast. And when the dust settles, Reese might find herself standing alone, watching the respect she craves slip further and further away. So here's the question for Sky Nation and WNBA fans everywhere. Do you think Angel Reese has already worn out her welcome in Chicago? Should the Sky move on before her chaos swallows the team whole? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this story isn't just about one player and one legend. It's about the future of a franchise, the culture of a league, and the difference between hype and history. Subscribe and turn on all notifications so you never miss the next chapter.